Welcome to Creator's Head Studio. I'm Tom Arcu, feature film producer, director, screenwriter, and novelist.
And I'm John Colton, creator of ColtonComics.com and writer of Paul Bunyan versus Dracula.
Okay, John, you want to talk Stallone? Here we are, we're talking Stallone. Sylvester Stallone, actor, filmmaker, writer.
My point is, Stallone does not get enough credit. I think he is probably the greatest director, writer, actor combination in Hollywood.
And Sylvester Stallone actually screen tested for the role of Superman. He actually came in and he put on the suit. The 1978 movie. It's reported that Marlon Brando didn't want a rising star to outshine him. And it's likely that Richard Donner, the director, thought, no, we don't want a star, we want Superman to be the star. And we got Christopher Reeve. That worked.
And arguably one of the greatest writers in the business.
A lot of times people will talk about, you got to define your terms. What does greatest mean?
When you're looking at that combination, it's a limited field.
Okay.
There's not a lot of people that have done all three of those jobs. Kevin Costner's on that list.
Right.
Clint Eastwood, although I'm not sure how much he's actually written himself. I think one or two scripts. And Orson Welles, Quentin Tarantino, a lot of great writers, terrific talent. But I think Stallone rises to the top because of the commercial success of his films, but also the long-lasting effect they've had on cinema and American culture and really the culture of the world.
Examples.
The Rocky movies kind of speak for themselves. There's been 6 Rocky movies and 3 Creed movies, which are a continuation of the Rocky series in a way. You're looking at 9 films, and the only things that are on that same track are things like Star Wars and Star Trek. But this is one central character. The Rambo franchise, which again is 5 movies, because you don't keep making them unless they're making money.
Right.
And 100% of these have been wide theatrical releases.
Gotcha.
And they've all been successful. Creed 4 might come out next year. And if they wanted to do Rambo 6, there would be an audience.
So Rocky is this extraordinary creation. After you saw the bout between Chuck Webner and Muhammad Ali, in 3.5 days, he wrote Rocky, at least the first draft. He was sought out to rewrite the Rambo. Well, the first Rambo script was First Blood. And many actors just wouldn't touch it. I think it was Paul Newman wouldn't touch it. And what he did was he created the character, he modified it, because in the novel, the character was much more dark, much more of a killer of innocent people. But instead, in his version of the script, he made a character that we could root for. And that is really an essential thing that Stallone does. He creates work that people root for.
Time! Come here, Rock. My God, you're ready, ain't you? That Apollo won't know what hit him. You're gonna roll over him like a bulldozer, an Italian bulldozer. You know, kid, I know how you feel about this fight that's coming up, because I was young once, too. And I tell you something. Well, if you wasn't here, I probably wouldn't be alive today. The fact that you're here and doing as well as you're doing gives me, what do you call it, a motivation, to stay alive? Because I think that people die sometimes when they don't want to live no more.
Nature's smarter than people think.
And nature is smarter than people think. Little by little, we lose our friends, we lose everything. We keep losing and losing till we say, oh, what the hell am I living around here for? I got no reason to go on. But with you, kid, boy, I got a reason to go on. And I'm going to stay alive. And I will watch you make good.
And I'll never leave you.
And I'll never leave you until that happens. Because when I leave you, you'll not only know how to fight, you'll be able to take care of yourself outside the ring, too. Is that okay?
It's okay.
Okay. Now I got a little gift for you.
Oh, man.
Now wait a minute now. Wait a minute.
Really, I don't need nothing.
Look at this. See that? This is the favorite thing that I have on this earth. And Rocky Marciano give me that. You know what it was? His cufflink. Huh? And now I'm giving it to you. And it's got to be like an angel on your shoulder, see? And if you ever get hurt and you feel that you're going down, this little angel is going to whisper in your ear. He's going to say, "Get up, you son of a bitch!" Because Mickey loves you. Okay?
He creates work that people root for, that they want to be part of, that they want to see, that they want to continue with that character, such a beloved character in Rocky, and such an appreciated character in Rambo. He is credited on 23 screenplays. And you saw something about that. He actually wrote a number of scripts before Rocky.
It really just kind of exemplifies how everything starts with the writer. And he creates characters that people not only remember, but feel inspired by.
Whether it's the next film or whatever is your next project, you got to stay strong. You're a creator, and we here at Creators Ed Studio want to support you. By the way, I support creators to stay strong and protect themselves with courses. This is one of my courses.
Success Secrets, Confidence and Skills to Handle Toxic People. Now, have you felt held back by toxic people who drain your energy? You can be the hero. You can be strong. You can take care of yourself. You can set smart boundaries. You can make things happen so that you stay that creator that you are. Look in the description below for the link and check this out. Success Secrets, Confidence and Skills to Handle Toxic People.
They want to go with them on the next adventure because they love the characters so much. People might not always remember what the exact plot line is, but they remember two things. They remember the way it made them feel.
Yes.
And they remember characters that they love.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm with you.
But in Stallone's case, people remember a third thing, and that is that amazing dialogue. And I was telling you about that video where the little kid comes running up to Sylvester Stallone.
Sunshine and rainbow.
It's a very big and nasty place, and I don't care how tough you are, it will beat you to your knees.
He recites that motivational speech from Rocky Balboa, word for word, and it just shows how his words are now affecting the younger generation, inspiring them, giving them hope, giving them something to root for.
Right.
And along the same lines, I think of the speech at the end of First Blood, and how he talks about the horrors of war, and and the horrors of returning and feeling unwanted by the country that you've sacrificed for.
Right.
And it makes me tear up every time.
Now, the other thing we talked about too, though, is that he had to overcome a number of things. My understanding is that even when he was being birthed, a doctor used forceps on his face and actually created partial paralysis on his face. And so therefore he was brutally
brought into the world.
And because of his affliction to his face, what is really something that has happened to other folks is that he was judged against, he was bullied, he was considered not as intelligent as he is because of how he sounds.
Right. And it reminds me of, Rocky was nominated at the Academy Awards for Best Original Screenplay.
Yes.
But Stallone was also nominated for Best Actor. And that was the only time that he's been nominated for Best Actor. And it's because he wasn't famous. And a lot of people thought that the way he talked, that was his acting. That was, kind of a put on by him. And then, of course, once they found out he was, actually had that kind of voice and that, partial facial paralysis, then he was no longer worthy of any type of Oscar nomination for some reason.
Or we've talked about this before, that he creates popular art. And so by creating something popular, commercially successful, that there's a bias against that. I've always noticed that if you're going to be an actor who wins awards, play someone crazy in some small film, and then you'll get the award. Or play someone with some kind of impediment in a small film, then you'll get nominated for an Oscar. Like, whoa, what a stretch. Oh, that person's a chameleon. But that's another detail too, is that many fine actors have not demonstrated that they were chameleons, but they were truthful, authentic, real in the moment. And certainly as a director of 2 feature film projects, that's what I was aiming for with my actors, is to get them to that authentic, true moment. And that's acting. You don't always have to be able to have accents or twist your body a certain way or something like that and be a chameleon. But if you can be true in the moment, that's acting. For my training as an actor and as a director, it's not just pretending. Acting is action. You act as the character, and it's real, and we feel it as an audience. Let's notice that someone like Sylvester Stallone has pushed through failures. There were a number of projects that failed. Oscar failed. Some other projects did not land with an audience and that kind of thing. But he just keeps going, and he finds what works. And I even remember an old phrase from David Bowie, who says, "I never begrudge an artist who has found an audience." And I'll say, those people who decide on the Oscars may begrudge Stallone that he finds a commercial audience, but we don't. We appreciate what he has accomplished.
Well, you really nailed the point that he's overcome so much resistance in his life.
Mm-hmm.
That's why when he writes about it and writes about overcoming hardship, he's speaking the truth because he's lived that life.
Yes.
That's why it comes across so great through his writing and through his acting.
Yes.
Because speaking truths that he's learned. And that's why it resonates so well with the audience too, is because when you hear the truth, there's just something in your brain and in your soul that connects with it, and you recognize it, and you know that it's true, and you can just feel it in your bones. That's what makes him a great writer.
And we appreciate you for being with us here at Creator's Edge Studio. We also appreciate that you are supporting us by liking and subscribing and perhaps getting some of our merchandise. My favorite shirt. So thank you so much for being with us, and catch you next time. So remember, here at Creator's Edge Studio, we don't just talk entertainment.
We create it.